Hey, yo, we are live. This is my very first time doing a live show. This is my very first time using these mics as well, might I add. You guys know this guy. This is Trey Griggs. He needs no introduction. As always, thank you guys so much for coming out and watching the show. Before we jump in, I got to give a shout out to my friends over at Bitfreighter. You guys, they are rewriting the way EDI is done out here. They are on a mission to connect the logistics industry with a flat fee for unlimited EDI messaging. Carriers and brokers alike, you are costing yourself business by not having a digital option to accept tenders from for your customers. With their managed EDI platform, it is no longer an expensive and unattainable option for companies that may not have a legacy TMS. Bitfreighter's managed EDI platform is fully integrated with TMS providers like PCS Software, DAT Keypoint, Revinova, and EasyLoader to provide a seamless transition for your EDI needs. This levels the playing field for your organization and makes you EDI compliant with your customers through automation. If your customers are requiring you to have EDI capabilities, you now have a seamless and effective tool to utilize in Bitfreighter. If you're ready to learn more, visit www.bitfreighter.com to request a demo today. Do me a favor, let them know that the Freight Coach sent you. Check in and see if they have an integration already with your TMS provider out there. They're out here to rewrite the industry. This is my friend Trey Griggs. You guys know Trey.
First of all, which camera are we looking at?
We're looking at this camera.
And we need some lights, so it's all about learning, right?
It's all about learning.
You got to hit play, you got to hit record.
It's a start. It's a start. And that's it. You know what's funny is like a lot of my audience is probably walking around here right now. If you can see in the background, Mr. Kevin Hill with Freightways, carrier list, he's here.
But yeah, right now, yeah,
we are live. You've been at the CIA conference a lot
since 2015.
2015. This is my first official, like big one. Like I was at the Technovations one in San Antonio last fall. Steven Peterson, what's going on, man? Steven, can you comment? How does the audio sound on my mic? I'm using a wireless mic.
First time,
actually.
Right.
And this is the beauty of the startup world is getting all of this stuff out there. Exactly. It's all trial and error. So you've been here a lot at the TIA. What's the big reason that you keep coming back?
It's all about networking relationships. Yeah. And this year in particular is probably the best show I've been to. I think this is 6 now because we missed the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I think this is show number 6 or 7 for me. This is by far the best one from the energy, from the attendance, from the focus. I think from also just the benefits that you get. The education sessions are amazing.
Yes.
So it's really, for me, it's about shaking hands. It's about getting in front of people. It's about brand awareness for myself personally, but also for the company I'm with, which now is my own company.
Yeah. What is it? Beta Consulting?
Beta Consulting Group. Your sales and marketing strategist looking out for you. Check out betaconsultinggroup.com, see how we can help you guys out. But now it's like, it's just a part of shaking hands and talking to people, getting around people that are like-minded, seeing Bill Suga, Kevin Hill, all the guys that, that we get to talk to on a regular basis. Virtually, we actually get to see them here, have dinner. You can't trade having a meal with somebody and the benefits that go along with that and everything else. So,
okay, yeah, Steven, I'm glad it comes through. The echo in the background is going to be a part of this show today.
Deal with it,
there's only so much I can do.
Suck it up, man.
Xavier, what's going on? How are you? Xavier's with VHub, and there might be somebody special guest in here in a little bit. Shameless plug. What's funny is he's calling me right now.
What I'm also excited about is I'm getting to do some work with the TIA as well. I'm going to be doing some man-on-the-street interviews, which will be fun. We're doing that coming up. Hosting a couple of panels, hosting Young Executive Launcher for Lean Solutions and the brand ambassador for them. Yeah. And just doing a lot of other cool stuff. Get to be on the panel with you on Saturday.
That's true.
I cannot wait. Like I've never been more fired up for the end of the conference than this year because we're the last thing. We're sending everybody home.
This is the beauty of going live. Like I'm literally texting right now with some guests because we got, as it all is rolling through right now. I just love being out in public. I love being in person. I love just meeting everybody. Which is the craziest thing is the amount of people coming up, and you're not literally just witnessing. People are coming up to you about content, and that's the thing is content is what it's all about. Dan Penrod, he's out here. Yeah, dude, good content. And that's the thing is like there's just so much of an opportunity to create content, especially in our space. And it's like right now it's sexy to be in supply chain. And for all of us who've been in this industry for a long time,
hey, welcome to the party.
Exactly. Welcome to the show. And our big thing is now is it's like how do we represent our industry? How do we keep putting us forward in the right direction? Yeah. Dave Abels, what's up, man?
What I'd say too.
He's on a call with Bitfreighter right now. I love it. Watching it. There we go.
We're shameless plugs. Hey, tell the Freight Coach coach sent you.
Yeah.
All right, get a little credit over here.
Let Brad Purley know that, Dave.
That's right.
That you saw it on here.
But, as far as content, I mean, there's two things that I think of. One is if I learn something, if something's valuable to me, then I believe it's going to be valuable to other people. So a lot of times just sharing what I'm learning. So if you don't feel like you have a lot of your own ideas, you can share ideas and things you're learning and put them in your own spin, your own language, and that's great content because you're helping other people out. But also, like this with podcasting, and I've done all of my podcasting standing out on the street. It's all about the guest too. If I can get a good guest who has incredible expertise that can communicate effectively, that enhances my audience what they're getting out of it. So I love that. What I'm learning and my guests. That's really valuable. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about, man. It's all about the value and the education that you can add in there to the audience. And it's funny is it looks like I'm frozen on the screen right now, or there's just a little bit of a delay here.
But I'm not frozen on the screen.
No, yeah, you are.
No, I'm going back and forth. See?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's just who do we have?
What's up?
Ryan Bell.
Yeah. So we got Ryan Bell.
Impromptu jump in on the live stream here.
Yeah, so you have to get close to the mic right here. But Ryan Bell, so first of all, not only is Ryan Bell one of the top reps at Lean Solutions, which is a phenomenal organization. If you're not familiar with them, go to leangroup.com. But Ryan Bell also won long drive yesterday and close to the pin, like absolutely dominated. And so that was pretty cool. So how's it going, man? How's the show?
Good to be out here, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. Thanks for coming up. I love how you just walked right out.
I think what it is. See, again, you guys, I'm a starter. I'm learning all of this. I don't know. Yeah, it's split screen.
Like the computer once.
I am.
So you see,
let's rotate over this way, and I'm back.
Now you're back.
This looks super.
It looks weird. I mean, he's actually still in it. I don't know what's going on.
That's fine.
This is what happens when you go live. I love it because, you learn, problems happen, but I think it causes people to laugh.
Yeah, but here's the thing. 90% of the time, I shoot from the hip on all of my content. A lot of it, because again, I can't overthink or overanalyze any of this shit, because if I do, I'm the biggest fucking critic of myself. And I just will not, I refuse to take 2 takes because
the first take is the authentic.
Exactly.
Even if it's not perfect, it's authentic. And I think that trumps perfection.
Perfection doesn't exist unless it's true.
That's true. That's actually a thing of beauty.
So, Ryan, let's talk about what you guys are doing in Lean. Because like at the end of the day, nearshoring, as the job market is as competitive as it is, maybe just hold it out there for you. I need to get back. Split screen freeze. Yeah, Xavier, I'm sorry. I'm working on all this. Yeah. So it's like, with that being said, though, Ryan, I'll call it the surgence of nearshoring has become more and more of a probability for companies to utilize this. The talent in the United States essentially is non-existent, and there's people out there for whatever reason don't want to work. You need to look in other directions to get out there. So, why go that route?
It just makes sense to a lot of companies. I was doing it as well as maintaining that quality. That's our main goal. I was here 4 years ago. We had about 30 customers. We had 3 good customers who were looking to do it. And fast forward to today, we've got more customers here than last year. Reach out to us if you got any questions.
Exactly. Absolutely. Hey, thanks for joining. Stopping by.
Hey, I got some big news. You got a VIP.
I got some big news here. We're live, dude. We're literally live right now. Jump in. So testing out all these people stuff. Thank you out there. Thank you. You guys know my man here. We might have to. Yeah, we're out there on the GoPro and everything else. Dave Abels is in the audience.
Dave, he's a favorite of mine.
Dude, absolutely. So, you guys recognize this gentleman right here. Who we got? We got Mr. J.D. Redmond.
Yes, I'm here. I see Xavier. Good to see you out there, Xavier. It's one of our guys at VHub. Good to see you, Dave.
Dude. So, VHub. You did say that.
I did.
What's his big news we got?
I think VHub may want to potentially talk with you.
Exactly. Potentially talking. They are talking. Don't sell yourself short. You're with VHub now.
I am. I'm with VHub. I joined them as a chief revenue officer about 3 months ago, specifically joined the organization because I wanted to find a challenge that would give me touch as far as corporate. So now we're able to say, guys, is there actually a capacity issue? Is there actually any type of shortage when we're looking at trailer assets? From my perspective, I would say no, and I think we can solve it as our own industry, reutilizing assets. And so as we focus on asset reutilization, that's what got me intrigued with VHub.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And this is also a great segue into the fact that VHub is graciously going to be working with me now as part of this, what we're building here at Freight Coach Enterprises and everything. And I can't thank them enough for believing in me and what we're doing here overall to help get this message out there. Because with what you guys have at VHub, like, let's be honest, the days of the old school ground and pound on the phones it's just not a reality anymore for the freight brokerage. Where does the value truly lie? Every single time, like, the reason why, in my opinion, a lot of shippers might not want to work with us as brokers is because of what? We don't own trucks. We don't have our own assets. And again, I get that. And then furthermore, a lot of the large enterprise shippers that a lot of brokers want to work with, they require that. You have to have something. And that's what I am so excited about in our partnership and everything, is bringing a new way of selling freight to the customers as a broker. Now with VHub, you have assets you can utilize. So like, what does something like that look like?
Yeah, when you're talking with brokerages, a lot of times they want to utilize our platform specifically for repositioning. They have a trailer that needs to be put into a cargo load swap, or someone in another state may need it in that trailer to complete a lane. We're able to instantly do that for you as long as there's an asset available. If you have those carriers who you're working with, brokers, and they're running short on assets, and they need more assets to ensure that they keep your lanes flowing, they don't get any type of fines for being late because of not having a trailer. Focus on working with our platforms where we can give you the assets that you're looking for. Right now, we are looking for people that are renting, utilizing daily rentals, 1 month leases, 2 month leases. We have some people that are on 2 year going into 3 year leases. So it doesn't matter how you use the asset. You just use it with us.
No, I mean, and that's exactly it. It's like, I think my friend Green is going to be joining us here as well with Freight Honda, because that's what they're doing as well with their model. And that's what I love the most about it, because again, it's like, how do you separate yourself as a broker? That's the biggest thing, man. It's like, there's 18,000 brokers out there. We all kind of are, like, when it boils down to it, we all offer the same service. Right? We all offer the same service. We all go for the same customers and the same carriers. So how do you really separate yourself? This brings that asset objection, because that is the biggest objection any broker is going to face when they're making their phone calls, is their asset only. Well, funny you mentioned that. I have assets. Let's talk about a drop trailer. Let's talk about one way. I think, again, it's about asset reutilization. And my biggest thing is this: it helps out that power-only carrier, that small trucking company that we are the only ones that we can work with. They might not have access to 500 drive-ins to utilize. This now gives them that capacity to run. And starting a trucking company is expensive, man. As you know, a brand new truck now is $250,000 essentially. A brand new drive-in's $80,000.
And that could, right now, with the way the model is, you have drive-ins going 2012, 2011, $65,000, $70,000 right now, because there is capacity issues. Now, although we do supply the trailers, we need trucking companies to help us with this. So trucking companies that have extra fleet or want to increase the utilization, this is where you work with VHub. We come in and we say, during your peak season, out of the 1,500 trailers, you're using 1,000. We may be able to allow us to reutilize 200 of those trailers to help other people out, either in your general area, but you demand. You tell us when the trailers go on and when the trailers come back. So it's up to them.
I mean, and that's exactly what's needed out there. Because again, you guys, with what you're doing, helps out the 95% of the industry that's small business. That's what's key, man. It's so often overlooked, and it's like, it's no secret. I'm from the truck. My dad drove for 40 years. And it's like, a tool like this not only helps drivers and the little guy, it helps brokers too. It helps us bring a different element to the table to help out in any market, let alone the one that we're in right now, where capacity is fluctuating non-stop. This gives that consistent option to the large enterprise shippers that they need.
Yeah, I mean, it's going towards the gig economy a bit, guys. We're looking at people that are power only. They need access to trailers. They can start running loads, start running on their own. You need a CDL with a power unit. You have a power unit, you don't have access to a trailer, which most don't. Come work with us. Also, it's helping a lot of companies, even some of these leasing and OEMs, reposition their already sitting assets. They have assets out there. We've seen the lots of the trailers. The issue right now is repositioning those and putting them in a trailer pool so we can utilize them. If we can do that right now, which we can, we don't have a capacity issue. The capacity issue goes away.
No, absolutely. Dan Penrod, he just commented, separating commodities from solutions, and that's exactly it. Is again, brokerage is competitive. The free market as a whole is competitive. It drives competition.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, how does that little guy separate themselves without that upfront capital investment? You know, like you can legitimately set up a drop trailer pool between shippers as a broker now, and that's something, you know, because again, a lot of us out there right now, if you haven't worked with a large enterprise shipper as a broker, they want that drop trailer capacity. They need it. You know, some of my largest shippers out there required us starting as a broker. We went out and bought 10 dry vans and staged them because of that.
Just to have it sitting there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, fortunately, the co-owner of Unicorn Logistics, who I was working at the time, had a trucking company, so like we were able to do that. But that's not an option for a lot of people.
It's not an option for a lot of companies that have 500 plus assets. We're in a tight auto cap time right now. They can hop onto the platform and see that there's a dry van for rent that maybe $46 a day, $95 a day on a high day. We're looking at giving access to someone who would have normally had to either join a company and wait for a sign-up process, or either they're only stuck with dropping one thing on freight that they may not even understand how to drive. So we are empowering the driver to go back into the market and choose how they want to play with us. But I want to be clear, there is no trailer capacity issue. The only issue we have is repositioning non-used assets into trailer pools that need them the most. That's the only issue we have.
And that's exactly it. And again, this is a tool that helps out literally every second. And that's just something that I think, as technology is paired for it, it's like you come from this, you get it. Your guys' company as a whole is founded on this industry. So talk about that, because that's where everything comes from, is your guys' specialization in financing and everything else.
Yeah, so VHub, if many don't know, we are a division of Finline 2000. This is a Canadian banking institution that specifically focuses on the financing of equipment and assets, leasing, leasebacks, financing for new trailers, and working with OEMs as you're out there purchasing. So you do have that ability there where if you need to decrease that, you can work with Finline. If you are looking to find financing to purchase new trailers, you can do that with us as well. But we created VHub for people out there who may not have access to that buying power, who may not have the DOTs that are holding them, who may not have the credit utilization yet for their DMVs, so actually you can work with us. So this is a path forward for people who are just now starting out, and or a path forward for the trucking companies who want to find a different way to make money.
Absolutely. And then, and again, it's like the larger fleets that are out there. I mean, Dave Abels would know this more than anybody about asset reallocation, transferring trailers, moving them from market to market, and how we mature. Because again, it's like with all the deadhead miles that are out there, like that is a real thing, and especially now with fuel being what it is, that's a major expense for carriers. It's like, how do we minimize that? How do we build that consistency? Because I think if you talk to any shipper, any shipper out there, in my opinion, they all want the same thing. They want consistency. They want consistent price. They want consistent capacity. That's the biggest thing, the biggest challenge to overcome.
I think when we look specifically at that, the deadhead miles go away, but I can say I have a repositioning here, but someone is choosing to pick up that repositioning and take it where it needs to go. We're not wasting drivers that are dedicated drivers to the actual property. Deadhead miles. I'd rather a dedicated driver be focusing on a lane that's highly profitable and utilizing the middle where like if someone else can say, hey, I'll take that repositioning and bring it to you. This way there, mitigating loss, we're also increasing profit share profitability within the company. That adds new overhead of the driver. Simple. I'm not training someone. I'm not putting them on payroll. There's no health care rules, benefits, and risks. We love to give that to all drivers. So here's the cost.
Sick, man. It is buzzing. It's probably super hot out.
I need to register.
That's funny. Oh, look at there. Shannon. You're live. You're live. So yeah, JD and I were just talking about some of the asset reallocation and positioning trailers, bringing that, which again, why it's so important to talk to you in particular about what you guys did at Freight like investing in how many trailers?
We got hundreds and hundreds on the way. Yeah, probably 1,000.
Dude, that's the thing is, it's like, in my opinion, that is the new way to think. Every year that we're just talking about this, the biggest objection that people face is, but it's never finding trucks. It's so for me, it's like, how much feedback did you get from your customers or the experience that you have in the industry? It's like, this is the future, because in my opinion, that is the future. That's what separates us from the competition, because there's 18,000 workers. There's 18,000. How do you sound different?
Yeah, what's your differentiator, right? Well, and I give capacity. I have algorithms. I have consolidation. I think I'm going to consolidate the industry. It smells great. We had this discussion in the past. I felt like when I talked to my shippers, they were like, I need trailers. You can bring trailers. I don't really care who the drivers are. I need them to be safe. I need them to be tracked. I need the information on the trailers. Operationally, you've got to have those resources on the ground. And so I've seen a couple people do it over the years. We feel like we have a path, obviously with our experience at Nice for many years, with the asset management and the network design. So we kind of combine that experienced team, that asset background, with the desire of the shippers. Still have that brokerage methodology, mentality, and technology. And I believe obviously we're making a big difference. It's going to be a future expansion of the industry. People want to see their broker show because you've seen it again too, right? Because I want to just wait till the game, just mention they want to bring in the container. So it's a big bet by our partners and our team. But I mean, it's going great.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. It's always at the end. So it's best. Obviously, freight sucks right now. It's in mainstream media. And it's like, how are you going to continue to be bold? And I think that that's a statement. Ways that green has been the biggest need for a lot of people for a very, very long time. And I found out mutual friend was Dan Campbell. We were talking to him. Yeah. Because he was out there. This is one of those things that he's been around the industry for a long time. He's been multiple years. It's like the underlying thing to me is always going to say, like, is that differentiating factor that you're talking about? I have skin in the game. I'm looking at things differently. I'm not going to be the same sense that 18,000.
Be different, innovate, right? That's the thing. You have to get each level. Where are you driving change? Where are you forcing change? Are you challenging the status quo? Like, and then once, I felt like we embrace that. And hey, there's challenges to that being on that forefront, but I'm really excited. It's going well. We're growing great. Our partners love it. I would tell you too, we've been talking to most of these companies about the changing market. What a better way to stay valued members in the supply chain business. That's the market changing. We're just talking rates. Use all that on all the time. If you're big with our industry and be like, it can be done tomorrow. 15 cent, 20 cent safety things. A lot of people know how to get those savings. You bring into the trailers, you're solving problems. Just simply standard rate reduction. So you get that staying power. That's just important in
most creative way of doing this, because again, as we know, the industry is 95% small business. This helps, especially when you guys are on interviews. That helps that small trucking company who might have a trailer in a shop. Now they're trying to have a mission. They can run on over. And that's the thing is, it's like they might not have access to those shippers, because again, large enterprise shippers, it's not that they don't want to work with smaller carriers in most instances. It's just they need 50, 75 trailers at 100 facilities.
Exactly, I use agility. Yeah. And they don't have the agility or the horsepower to tap into small to medium-sized carriers, and that's what that asset like that's about. I think, to your point, that would be the emerging trend in the industry. I think that's what shippers would be asking for. I think it's a great way to differentiate yourself. Hey, this buyer beware, right? You get millions of dollars in assets. When you're an asset company, you better know how to move those things efficiently. You better know how to do the repairs efficiently, tracking efficiency. Like, that is a completely different piece than most people that appreciate. Oh, I would do amazing until you have to store them, maintain them, fix them, put them into networks, like reposition, all different, entirely different things. Just having them is a lot of things. I think when you have them, then you got to really process how different you become.
Absolutely. That pretty much is going to kind of wrap it up. We're going to do a little bit shorter today because it's crowded. We got a bunch of stuff going on. As I was mentioning earlier, V-Hub is now a sponsor of my show. We got a partnership going with that. JD was on here. Thank you so much for joining me, Shannon. As always, my friends at Freight Vana. Phoenix is the freight alley of the West Coast. We are on the map. We are taking it over. We are the real players in this industry. I appreciate you guys all so much. Make sure to check out, thank you to my sponsor, Bitfreighter, as well. Also, my friends at Emerge Trucker Tools. Thank you guys all so much for your support. I appreciate you. We'll be talking to you soon.